When I look back on my camp experience, one of the themes that really pops out at me is how amazing it was to watch people grow, and watching how camp encouraged that growth. Spiritual growth, growth as a leader, growth as a person. I was only part of camp for a few years, but I saw a couple different campers go from being a camper to being a tyro to being a junior counselor to being a counselor. And to me, that was incredible that people who were part of camp as a camper still wanted to be part of it when they got older and wanted to continue to give back in that way.
I'd say leading in the site director role is a really unique experience purely because of that stage of life you're in when you're in college, that there's just no other stage of life that's similar. You know, you're on your own, but you don't really know what you're doing. There's so many new things that come to you when you're independent in your life and you're making your own choices. And so at that stage of life, having a group of high schoolers or middle schoolers who are looking up to you and you have the opportunity to influence and lead, obviously it's not about you, but at the same time you get a lot out of it, as far as just examining your own life and holding yourself to a high standard in that role, and creating good spiritual habits, not just for yourself, but to be a good leader and a good mentor.
With camp being my first job, my first really space where I had to come out and learn a new skill set, I do think that prepared me to go on to do the things that I've done in my career. Working in marketing now, I had no marketing background, but I came in with in the application and interview process with an understanding of I can do this. Like I've gone out and I've taken initiative in spaces before and figured out how to contribute to a group and lead people before. This is just a different environment and a different place to do that. There is a through line that you can kind of see that the foundation of working at camp would have prepared me for that.
Also, just a reminder of, campers, they're always watching. They're looking at the patterns of your life and, making sure that, seeing if they line up with what you're teaching, if you're practicing what you preach, so to speak. And I think just that reminder that as Christians, we're called to live differently. We're called to be obedient to God's word. Camp was really one of the place that really started to make sense to me.